How's it going? Checking in for today. Just been out all day at The Perch, my favourite co-working space. And I went there with the intention of spending all day working, or at least most of the day, 80% I think I said yesterday, working on my speech for this sales conference. And I started off spending about 2 hours working on something completely different, or at least 90 minutes, which did need doing, and that was finishing off the sales copy and the structure of my new Boost program. So kind of continuing from yesterday's work. But I did manage to make some considerable progress, and I'm pretty pleased with it. Actually, I was thinking to myself as I packed up earlier on, about 45 minutes ago, I was thinking, now what did I do? What was my process here? What was my structure that allowed me to just get into that flow space and just put it together? And actually, one of the things I did was I took it back to a presentation, and I've got to send my slide deck across this week, I think by Thursday at the latest. Want to have it done by tomorrow at the latest, a week after I originally said I wanted to have it done by, but hey, there we go. And I want to, so I sat down, so I did this presentation as a slide deck, but I also put in there the slides that I won't be using. So I put in kind of the linking pieces. There's not that many slides, probably only going to be 5 or 6 slides for this 60 to 75 minute talk. And I wanted to just use that as my thought timeline so I could bring things, because it's very easy to move things about there. I tried it by putting note cards here and here and here, and physically moving note cards around. I did that a couple of weeks ago for a previous talk, but which is kind of cool because you can physically move them. I do like that, but this seemed to work really well, and I think I'm going to build this into my process there. So all that was important. That gave me the raw material and the main points that I was going to bring into this. So I've got mind maps, I've got notes from the briefing calls, I've got my thought processes on various pages, documents here on the Mac. I've got all that stuff together, and I had it all to hand, but it was just going through. And the other thing as well, in conjunction with the presentation, was then creating this timeline of the talk, of the presentation, because it's kind of workshop-y as well. And though I haven't started putting the times on that yet, after I did the presentation, I've probably done about 75% of the slide deck now. Putting kind of a spreadsheet together of the times and the specific pieces, it just meant that everything was flowing, everything was coming into a real alignment and order in my mind. And instead of it just coming in and then going out again, it was coming in and then I was recording it on paper, or at least on the computer, so I can then go back and I can tweak and I can iteratively improve that. So that was definitely a bit of a breakthrough today in terms of process. And in this for this particular talk, I feel like I'm very close now to finishing off, and it's feeling really good actually. It's got some of my stories in there, some of my personal challenges. To be honest, it does feel like I'm going to be talking a lot about the failures, the things that haven't worked well for me, but that's kind of what, it's not the point of this talk, but it's certainly they're the biggest learnings that I'll be sharing are when my frog ran round didn't go right, like when I cocked up with my recovery process in the 10 marathons. It did not go right, but when I learned how to swim to do the Ironman, all of those things, they're the kind of the 3 foundation stories that I'm using to underpin the talk. But at the same time, I've got those the exercises, I've got some sort of demonstrations and some interactive pieces around that as well. So I'm very conscious I've got to get this balance between talking about myself and sharing my own successes, but also challenges, and actually making it about them, the audience. And that's always my challenge. It's always at the forefront of my mind. So I can keep coming back. What's the purpose? What's the point? What's the one core message from this talk? Keep bringing it back to that. So anyway, a productive day today, and I will be continuing with that tomorrow. I really do, as I said, want to get it finished off tomorrow. So I'm ready to hand in my homework. I think I've got to upload it to their website and the conference website. And then I can start or continue to work on it, because once I've got the slides done, I've still got to obviously make sure I finesse and finish off and do all the kind of funky fine-tuning of the exercises, the workshop components, to make sure everything is going to work as it should do. So that's my job for tomorrow, amongst a few other bits and bobs, and I will, of course, check in with an update tomorrow as well. So, as always, give it a YouTube thumbs up, like the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already done so, and come back tomorrow for another daily update. Bye for now.